Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have a very interesting one. And starting up with the players, we have here Rhizomatic, who is a very top fog player currently. I think he's number 2 in the ladder. It's like a 1500. I think he actually made it to 1600 very recently, like overall elo. So very top strong fog player, has a lot of theory, very well-rounded fog player. So there's a lot of things to learn from what he does in this match, and matched up against this player called Alastor7, who is a little bit lower elo but still very strong. Is in the 1300s. So top 30, so top 30 players, so very strong as well. Let's talk about the map a little bit. This map is called Stitch Monster version 2, and it's a 3 base with a 1 airport. There's some ports, but they don't see much. Well, there's these ports over here. It looks similar to Scavenger, but its place kind of similar, but it's still very different. You have these black boats over here, like you have one over here and one over here actually, and so you're able to ferry around infantry and mechs this way, and the same thing this way into this area. And there's this pipe scene which you definitely want to burst pretty early, so this base can reinforce really fast with tanks over up here. And your contested cities are like these 4 over here and the mirror ones over here. This one in the corner, it looks contested, but it usually goes to this player over here, and this one over here usually goes to this one. There's 2 towers as well per player, so like this one and this one go to the penguins, and this one go to the green. After the map, let's talk about the COs. So we have a Hawke mirror. Hawke mirror. Many people think that Hawke mirrors are just like, oh, I have my super, I'm never going to use it, because if I use it first and the other one's going to use it, then it's just going to cancel out the damage, you know, they're just going to heal up. Wrong. I used to think like that until one person, this guy, actually taught me that Hawke mirrors can play very differently. You can use your powers in a very aggressive way. It's like when you're playing against Andy, you can use your global damage and boom, have a very strong turn and just like kill stuff. You know, you use it to lower their HP, their defense, and raise your attack, and just go boom, just go crazy and kill a lot of units. I think we've covered everything, so let's go right into the match. So we have Rhizomatic, we have Rhizomatic or Rhizo, we have in the green earth little soldiers, and we have Alastor7 in the penguins down here. And so they both bring their little black boats. Rhizomatic is going for the airport, and they're all probably both are gonna go for the base, of course. And Alastor actually is gonna send really quickly an infantry over to this side with the black boat, and is not gonna go for the airport either. So important decisions here early on. Skipping a capture. Rhizomatic going for the airport, going to go for the base. Just now going to go down here. Usually, because of the movement, you go down here, you get the city. And this infantry actually is not going to go for this. It's going to skip another turn of capturing. It's going to go into the black boat, and it's going to go over here. And just now it's going to go for these captures. Yeah, going for the city. And oh, Rhizomatic actually did a day 3 recon, which is very how do you say, like, you generally see that in this map, because if you see that the other one is opening an artillery and trying to burst this thing pretty early on, then a recon can do a lot of damage unpunished, because if there's an artillery, there's not going to be a tank for a few turns. So Alastor going for a day 4 recon, so 1 turn later on. Not sure why that decision is, but it's still, I mean, the day 4 recon is a little bit more like economic, because you get more infantry out. But he did also like skip stuff, like this infantry ended up going all the way over here. So like a little bit of contrasting strategy decisions. And he's going for an artillery next to burst this up. Rhizomatic, no, just going full infantry. Recon is coming over on this side, and there's nothing to protect this infantry, so, and the infantry has no idea that there's a recon either. Coming over here with a black boat, sending more infantries, and it's gonna make an artillery and a T-copter. So a very chill approach from Rhizomatic. Like, it's gonna get this recon, gets vision, and maybe can get some aggression. He's gonna try to burst this thing and use the T-copter to ferry more stuff. which is very valuable. Those transports here in this map are really good. Setting up the artillery, just more infantry. And yeah, setting up the artillery here as well. Gonna use the transport copter, which is really nice. It ferries this infantry over here, and then it's gonna ferry another one over here. As well with the black bolt, so there's a really nice coordination here. It's really nice. And makes the tank. And now Alastair actually, with these infantries over here, is gonna decide to interrupt both captures. Very bold, I would say. It has backup, and will have in a few turns. And Rhizomatic, fortunately for Alastair, doesn't have much backup. This infantry very bold as well, like completely alone going for these captures. So we'll see. I think usually if you don't see this pipe seam being attacked by, I don't know what it is, like turn day 6 or something, which is a time that the first vehicle artillery would be starting to hit it, then you can assume that there's recon or maybe a transport, but most likely a day 3 recon. So you gotta be careful. Like it could be over here, but no, it's over here. So it's gonna hit here. There's no tank from our Alastair to stop this, and Rhizomatic is actually gonna kind of delay both caps to finish off an infantry. And yeah, it's gonna bring some backup. So yeah, this is completely overwhelming numbers from Rhizomatic off infantry. But you see how fast the infantries move, from on this side, It's a very dynamic map. I feel like there's a lot of variety. Alastair keep on fighting here, there's sends the infantry to finish that one off. He's gonna send this one to also finish off that one. And brings the recon as support because he sees these 2 infantry with this one. And sends more infantry. And it's probably gonna burst this one this turn. Yeah, it's gonna burst this pipe. And yeah, there you go. And same thing with Rhizomatic, is gonna burst this one right now. So gets this corner property. None of them are going for the comm towers just now, and that's fine. Oh, I guess Alastair is going for this one, but that one is also fine. These two are very safe, so you can leave them for later. They're going for these contested cities first. Finishing off that infantry, and I mean this recon can get some damage for 1 turn until the tanks come in. Yeah, so it's 1 turn too late. And makes a copter. Gets the comm tower, gets the city. Recon, boom, attacks the infantry in the mountain and finishes it off. Nice. More infantry. Going really heavy on this side for Alastair, it seems. Committed early over here. Although these tanks could have gone a little bit more up so as to support this investment. They're kind of in the middle. Maybe undecided, or maybe trying to reinforce over here because there's literally nothing here. Since artillery makes a tank copter. Very nice. So just now Rhizomatic going for the comm tower, which is perfect. You don't have to rush these at all. And just using all these transports is so nice, and getting this kill on the infantry over here. I think, yeah, he had to start with the infantry because he doesn't have vision of this tile. Just in case, you usually want to start with a recon, but because he didn't have vision, he didn't want to get possibly trapped. Starts with the infantry, boom, finish it off with a recon. And I'll see so much. This recon is actually huge spot. Look how much vision it has. You can see the land bridge also over here, because you can tell that the land units can only move towards this continental area through here, and then through here near the middle. So having vision of this tile, everything. What is going through here, what vehicles, and if there's nothing going here, then you know that it's going this way. So very important intel. And then yeah, just sending everything. Rhizomatic is sending everything to the side. It's going for these captures over here without any protection though. This infantry is completely unsupported. Fortunately, there's nothing from Alastair except this infantry to stop it. But yeah, there's no more infantry. Maybe this one to attack this side. Alastor is gonna bring these tanks. He knows that there's a recon, so he's gonna see everything that he decides to do in these early stages, and just shows everything. Shows the tank, shows the artillery. And where are these tanks gonna go? That's the question. Tank going to the middle, the other one also to the middle. So a little of an uncertainty, I would say, from Alastor. This can be punished. Rhizomatic doesn't see it, but sometimes this is very tricky and dangerous, because if Rhizomatic like commits over here and attacks over here, then maybe Alastor doesn't have a chance to support with these two tanks, and then all of a sudden you had a really bad trade. And sacks the 4 HP infantry to delay the city cap. Going for the other comm tower. Hawke with 2 towers. Oof, that's 130 firepower. That's really strong. Lots of damage. Lots of KOs. Sending the black bolts to refuel. And just continuing this cap. And it doesn't seem like Rhizomatic decided to attack over here. I guess he didn't have enough tanks here to reach the artillery, so he decided to back off and just try to death ball in the center and try to take control of this. As actually coming in, takes out the recon. He really wants this middle city, I guess. Sends the recon to get vision, attacks, and also gets really valuable intel. Sees the 2 tanks, finishes up that, and is gonna actually take out that city, so Rhizomatic is not gonna get it. That 4 HP infantry coming in clutch. Brings the artillery to cover over here, but could be a little bit dangerous, but I guess has enough tanks to cover it, so this is a pretty nice position from Alastor. I don't think that Rhizomatic could reach and hit that artillery. I have to see. Takes out the infantry. Is gonna it's gonna stop that cap. It just takes out a lot of infantry from Alastor actually. Gets vision of the city. Is gonna take out the recon. Is gonna come in with a copter, and gonna take out the tank, but doesn't have anything to reach this artillery right here, which is unfortunate. But it's gonna sit the T-copter on the city so that Alastor can't hit with a tank from the city. So that's really, really smart. Brings this tank over here. It's gonna attack these infantries and try to get these cities over here. I think the only thing of this attack is that this anti-air is just 2 tiles away from this copter, and Alastor has this copter protecting all of his units against a copter. And so he could send this copter to attack this copter, and there would be nothing from Rhizomatic to retaliate, to respond to that copter. It's just 2 tiles away, it's very unfortunate. So he's gonna be able to get away with a copter kill. Rhizomatic got a half tank from the copter, but Alastor can get a full copter probably. So getting all the cities, it looks like now it's only going to be about the contested cities, like these 8, of which Alastor has 1, and it's going to get the second one. Gets to the comm towers, so now they're both at 2 comm towers each, 130 firepower. There you go, 2 cities for Alastor and 1 for Rhizomatic. Just a 1k income deal. Is gonna take out this infantry, come with a tank, comes with a copter. Oof, is it a 1? Yeah, artillery, boom, shoots at the other tank. Is gonna kill off some infantry and anti-air. This is really, really good. Anti-air is already in position to protect the copter from another copter. So say if there was a second copter from Rhizomatic to retaliate at this copter, he would have to kill that anti-air. So very good preparation from Alastor. Kills this infantry. Is gonna keep attacking here. They're really fighting over this city. All these infantry are dying here and over here. Over here it's nothing, and over here they're just staring. Rhizomatic is not even going for the city. Has just been sitting here. Oh, actually, never mind. Actually goes for the city. So getting maybe a little bit greedy here, going for all these attacks and captures. Has a little bit of support though. Has this recon, has another infantry, so it might be good. Gonna invest a lot of tanks to take this tank out. Gets some vision. Most of the T-Copter gets the capture. And just like kind of regroups over here. And this anti-air covers every unit. Except for this one, it doesn't matter. It just covers all of these. So that's pretty nice. Right now, Rhizomatic is having the unit count lead and the unit value lead. Just slightly, just a little bit, but it has the slight count and value lead, and Alistair has the income lead. So Alistair comes in, attacks the tank, boom, finishes it off. Infantry, oof, finishes it off that tank, boom, finishes off the other one. Right? Anti-air comes in and takes out this infantry, which allows the tank to come in, take out that artillery. Oof, that really hurts. And it's gonna get some vision over here, and this copter actually, because he sees the anti-air because of his tank, actually decides to back off, stay just out of range of the anti-air, which is smart. And it's gonna reinforce, it's gonna stop this capture. He does not want the city to be flipped, and brings this mech, which this mech is actually very sadly just one tile away of covering these two infantry because this recon can hit both. So again, very unfortunate. It makes a medium tank, which is a little bit questionable because medium tanks are kind of bad. In standard they're better, but in fog they're not that good because maps are bigger, and so because they're slower, they take forever to reach. They don't even like get the KO thresholds. Like they can't 1 KO tanks usually. Like Neo tanks can 1-hit KO tanks on cities most usually. So like that's super important. Getting those 1-hit KOs, which enable like other tactics, other engagements, is super valuable. And just extra speed and extra defense, extra everything. So Rhizomatic coming in with a tank, attacks at this one, is gonna almost take out this anti-air, and doesn't take it out. He's gonna go for this capture, but I think it's just to get vision also, so that the recon can attack over here. Copter comes in, boom, takes out the anti-air. It's gonna take out this infantry. There's so much infantry fighting over here, and takes out this tank, recon, just regrouping also, and it's gonna go for this city over here. More regrouping, really using this T-Copter as a booster and like blocker, really nicely. And a lot of tank. Rhizomatic is making so many tanks. No copters, just a few anti-airs and a lot of tanks. And now we're like almost at the supers. Will they use their super? Who will use it first? Alistair attacks this tank, moves the mech, which sadly can't cover. Just one tile too far. And it's gonna get this engagement over here. It's gonna finish it off. Copter come in, take out the tank, and has the super but decides to use the power. I'm not sure why. I mean, I think I know, yeah. So I think it was just enough to get the KOs that he got right here. Like this copter can take out this tank at 7, so he didn't need to take it down to 6. But yeah, takes it down. Infantry take out an infantry, and this tank is able to take out the anti-air. So actually pretty good, because these two copters now are completely unpunished. There's no anti-air or copter to take them out. Like this anti-air is 2 turns or 1 turn too late. So really nice. Gets another kill over here, and just gonna regroup a little bit and interrupts the cap. Oh yeah, interrupts the cap a little bit. And since the medium tank. And a recon and another copter, so lots of copters, 2 copters, another one here and another one here. Lots of copters from Alistair. Rhizomatic going for a more tank approach. And just unfortunate that now he has no air defenses. Like Alistair has the air superiority, and it hurts. He doesn't really know it, but he can kind of assume because he took out a copter and the anti-air. Here comes the Black Storm. Boom. He just heals up everything and does 2 HP global damage. Boom. Takes out the infantry with his tank. Boom. It's gonna take out this tank. It's gonna take out that infantry. This tank is gonna come in. Boom. Take out that infantry. Take out. Attacks at the mech that hasn't done anything yet. Boom. It kills the tank. Copter. damages the artillery a little bit. It's gonna join Cap over here, really wants to get the city. And it's gonna regroup a little bit over here. And so again, these two copters unpunished, and this one as well. So these three copters are gonna go crazy right now. So goes boom. Also knows that because he sees that there's no anti-air or anything, so knows which tiles to attack from. It's gonna take out this copter. It's gonna take out some recons. Just kind of regrouping over here. Try to go for this capture. This medium tank is gonna go on the other side instead of over here. I think it's because the recon could see and he didn't want to reveal it, but or maybe it's to support over here. But I don't know. A little bit of an uncoordination of the army. Usually you want the medium tank with like the ball of your army, you want your tech up units to go where the most of your army is, not where the least of your army is. That's where they're the strongest. They're like artillery in that sense. And okay, it takes out their artillery with the recon, and also gets a lot of vision. Just sees all the vehicles incoming. Takes all these cities. So right now, Rhizomatic has these 4 contested ones, and Alistair has 1, and it's gonna get this one. Then they can fight over these. His vision is gonna take out the mech. Poor little mech hasn't done anything, but just gets shot at by infantry. T-Copter comes in, is gonna drop an infantry right here. And now he's gonna start like shifting all of his stuff towards this side, because he has these contested cities. He doesn't need to keep pushing. He can now shift to get these over here. You don't want to keep overextending. You don't want to keep pushing and overextend. You want to get these contested cities and then go to the other contested ones. You want to fight along this diagonal line kind of thing. And just makes more anti-airs and copters. He knows that he lacks air defenses, so he's propping them up. And this recon is gonna die, but it got very nice, valuable intel. Copters are gonna come over here. Actually, the medium tank, because it went this way, it's actually gonna get a nice hit. So, I guess a very fortunate, unlucky opportunity right there. And it can't, this artillery is not gonna do anything to this medium tank, pretty much. Oh, I need a black wave. So maybe that's why he used also Black Wave, because he can then use another one pretty early, and Rhizomatic is nowhere near to get a power to heal, so does global damage. And it's gonna start regrouping, sends all these copters over here. This tank doesn't send it over here. This gets trapped and sends another tank over here. So sending 2 tanks to the right when all the stuff is over here is a little bit questionable, I think. I mean, it can get punished. I mean, Rhizomatic doesn't know it, but you probably want it to be over here because you only have 1 medium tank and 3 copters. And so if there's a lot of anti-airs, you have no tanks to back your copters up, then they can just destroy your copters. Rhizomatic is actually going to pull back because he can't take out that medium tank, and this is just chill. He has the income lead as well, and they're pretty even in unit count and unit value. Makes a neo tank. Nice. Gets vision on the mountain. So I'm gonna take out this infantry it gets vision and uses a tank and a copter to take it out. Which this is intel for Rhizomatic. There's 2 full HP vehicles on this side. Sends the recon as well. I think maybe probably Alastor sends these because he wants to try to reclaim these cities. But it's probably better just to have them over here and supporting your captures. These are our active captures. You want to have everything there backing them up. And the copters are kind of also strangely gonna go to the middle of it, undecided. He does see all the ball up here. I probably have them over here, just have the ball of your army all together. And another artillery. Okay. And our Rhizomatic comes in, takes out the vision first, and it's gonna get vision over here, the city, and doesn't have any infantry. I guess it could send this one, but sends a tank to stop the capture. Oh, finishes it off with infantry. And sends in the tank, boom, takes out the recon. Uses the T-Copter to keep pushing units around. Let's take out that infantry, strike at the tank. And it's gonna just take this position over here, cutting off the forces from Alistair. Again, if Alistair would have had everything together, it would have been a nice blow here. Like right here, this could have been really good. He would just killed everything. But he has these two over here. He has this copter also over here, which could have gone like this way instead. Yeah, this turn could have actually, because of last turn's Alistar's movement, this turn could have been devastating. Could have probably taken out like almost all these troops, and then he would be at a huge advantage. But they're a little bit discoordinated, the units. But still gets the kill on this tank. He's gonna get trapped. He's going to be able to take that one out and takes this one out, sitting on the city, so very nice. And this artillery can't do a lot of damage, even injuring you even more. Get some strikes. So yeah, actually still a pretty good turn. But you see, these two are just out. If these two would have been over here, he could have kept on pushing and kept on killing stuff. Plus this copter, like that would have been 3 extra vehicles. But okay, he's gonna keep this copter over here to kind of like have a little task force to reclaim these cities. And copter comes in. We'll see what Rhizomatic to do. Takes out the recon, yeah. Heals up all the anti-airs. And this anti-air comes in, boom, takes out a copter. This anti-air, boom, takes another copter. Artillery shoots at tank. Takes out the infantry, and this anti-air, boom, takes another copter. There's 3 copter kills in one turn. Yeah, that's a very big flip. That win like went really good, then went really bad for Alistar. And brings in the Neo tank, just out of vision of Alistar. So this Neo tank is gonna punish this medium tank wherever it goes. Oof, that was rough. Still very even, like unit count and unit value. I think. Okay, takes out the tank with a medium tank. Takes out the infantry. Will he use the power? He takes out the artillery, and yeah, of course, Alistar loves his black wave. So uses the power, heals up, deals damage, and boom, takes out an anti-air. Takes another anti-air. Takes a copter. Takes out this tank, an infantry. Oof, and like severely injures this anti-air. But you really want to kill this because it's gonna heal up to 5 against an 8 HP copter. Like it's gonna kill it. So be careful. But yeah, attacks at this infantry that's hiding in the forest. That was just like keeping guard of these cities. And goes for this capture over here and goes for another capture. And sends everything. This is the classic. You know, you have like the vast majority of the fighting in one area in Fog, and then you have like a small, like on the other side, you have like 2 infantry or 3 infantry and maybe like 1 tank or something. In this case, a copter. Like a little skeleton crew or a little like task force to either protect your cities. In the case of Rhizomatic, he's just leaving like a few infantry to protect all of these contested ones. And Alistar has like a few infantry and like 1 copter to try to take over those cities. But it's very interesting. And so now it's Rhizomatic's turn. Has the super. With that last turn, like it was pretty even, and then this last turn from Alistar, it went pretty hard. Like now 21 and 30 unit count and 96 to 160 unit value. So looking good for Alistar right now. But we'll see what Rhizomatic can do with his super turn. Black Storm. Boom! Look at that unit value. Oof. Insane. So comes in, takes out an infantry, takes out another one. It's gonna, interrupts both caps. So maybe Alistar shouldn't have gone for 2 if, he knows that he's gonna get the global damage. Tank comes in and takes out a tank, and which enables this anti-air actually to come in and shoot at that copter. A Neo tank is at a 1. Yeah, because it was at 8, and then boom, is it at 1? That hurts. Now there's nothing to shoot at this Neo tank. Completely unpunished. His artillery is out of range. Yeah, there's nothing. Like the copter can tickle it, and then the copter's gonna kill it. So, oof. It just goes, one turn it looks very good for one, and then the next turn it looks really good for the other player. Then it just goes like that. It's insane. Like now, Alistar has the slight unit count advantage, and unit value, they're kind of even. So, but the unit count, like there's 1 HP medium tank, a 1 HP copter, a 2 HP tank, so that unit count is more or less. So we'll see. It's gonna... Oh, it doesn't take it out. It says 3 infantry to take 1 infantry, and takes out the anti-air, and it's going to invest these 2 vehicles to take out another tank, and gonna set up their artillery over here to try to take out this Neo tank, but these two have to like run away. Copter's gonna keep shooting at stuff. Rhizomatic is just like doesn't care, just like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like I can protect these with my infantry. That's fine. He just keeps investing over here because he really wants to make sure that this doesn't fall. This Neo tank is all alone also, by the way. Yeah, a lot of anti-airs, making some tanks. And this is a bit strange. I don't really like this from this movement. Like I went forward to invested a lot of units to take out like 1 or 2 units, and then the other ones like fell back, like retreated. They're kind of like separated. I think you can try to trap the Neo tank or something, or maybe just like these pull them back, because yeah, this is all just going to die with no support. Like these are completely undefended. Like that went down, another one goes down, Copter goes down, Recon comes in, takes out the infantry, the Neo tank goes crazy, sits on the forest, takes out the tank. So yeah, lost like 5 units right there, with no counterattack damage and no retaliation on the next turn, most likely. I mean, if he does, like, there's so many more, so yeah, rough. And actually, Alastor is gonna get the city. Okay, takes out the Recon, that's fine. And takes out a Copter, doesn't take out this infantry. But yeah, gets the city, which is nice. And since this Copter has vision, this is always nice, having these low HP Copters, give you a lot of vision, they're nice. Kinda retreats the Copter, and actually keeps attacking with these tank and anti-airs. And makes a Neo tank finally good. Yes, Neo tanks are really good in fog. And yeah, I think to keep attacking over here, it's just gonna get destroyed by all these tanks. Rhizomatic really going like full on tanks. So destroys everything. All those anti-airs are going down. And now it's even again, like, you know, it was a slight ahead in unit count and value for Alastor, but now that all these kills that he got these last 2 turns are kind of like flipping that around. It's gonna get another kill because I think he knows that the artillery is over here in this forest and it doesn't reach, so boom, just takes another tank for free, because this medium tank is not gonna do anything. Yeah, probably not repair it. Just probably throw it somewhere, have it as a blocker or something. But yeah, it's gonna drain a lot of funds. And makes another Neo tank. We got 2 Neo tanks for Rhizomatic. And over here, Alastor is happy with having the city, has the slight income lead. And he's just 1 turn away to get this one, but just can't. There's so many units for Rhizomatic. All these reinforcements, they've all been coming over here. Nothing over here. But it's been just enough to hold on. Like, lost 1 city. Okay, lost 1 city. That's okay-ish, I guess. But it has won so much, like, over here. Just killed so many units. And so yeah, Alastor has to pull back. Like, you have to. This Neo tank covering here. And yeah, just reinforcing everything over here. But doesn't have a lot of infantry though. Has been losing way too many infantry, I think, over here. So now it doesn't have a lot of infantry to defend these cities or capture. Alastor is gonna come in and take out the vision, and he's gonna repair, regroup, and actually decides not to engage anymore over here. Keeps these infantry here, but decides to front switch all the army down here. Dangerous. I mean, very very important decision moment here, because they've been fighting here for so long, but decides now to shift over here, which is interesting because usually feel like you want to invest where your opponent's cities are so you can attack them and get them. But I don't know, maybe he thinks that Alastor is sending everything over here to take over his city, so he's kind of in a defensive approach. But we'll see. So Alastor moves forward, gets this capture. Very bold too, because he doesn't, like, he saw all that army. I'm not sure that he knows that there's a front switch. Maybe he's guessing, like he's intuitively assuming so. And yeah, has most of his army here, has like 2 tanks here in the middle, and a little bit over here, like a little task force. Rhizomatic has like 1 infantry, you know, boom, delays the capture, actually takes it out. Gets vision with his 1 HP infantry, so sees all of the army. So it's like, okay, he actually still has all of his army over here, and comes in, stops this cap, just sending all the infantry. Sent all of his infantry forward to attack. Now this, like, if he moves all this some like over here, then there's gonna be nothing here. Yeah, so he sends the tank, Neo tank to the middle. Okay, so this recon is actually very hurtful for Rhizomatic, because again, this recon sees this tile, so it can see if all these units are front switching over here. So he's forced to like either do it and reveal his plan, or kind of like stick around in the middle, just outside of vision, which is exactly what he's doing. Makes a fighter, he has two neon tanks, and if he makes a bomber, then he has a fighter to respond. Artillery, boom, kills an infantry tank, takes out another infantry, takes out that infantry, and takes out that one. And this copter comes in and gets some vision, takes out that infantry, and will take that one out, gets that capture. I think there's no way to stop this capture. Actually, yeah, this anti-air can take out this copter, and then tank can come in and attack at the infantry. So it looks like, yeah, Alastor is like, okay, I think he's front switching, because he has has 3 tanks here, so there's probably more. All this stuff is over here. He's not here, of course. So, but still, I feel like a little bit uncoordinated on the army. Like, sent this anti-air over here. These are over here. You have these tank, neo tank artillery in the middle. So we'll see. Rhizomatic could like hard commit all of his army over here and just like take over all this area, maybe take over the comm tower. And because the Alastor is a little bit split on the army, it would be very punishing. So yeah, boom, comes in the anti to take out the copter, starts this cap, tank comes in to take out the recon. Doesn't stop the cap. Oh, maybe, okay, that's an important decision. So prioritizes the vision denial because I think he wants to send in the Neo tank. Yeah, that's very interesting actually. I would assume that you would stop the cap because you don't want to lose that income. But decides to take out the recon so as to be able to move forward, I think. Let's see. So yeah, he's able to move with a Neo tank over here, takes out the copter. Oh, okay. It's a very interesting decision. And tank's actually coming in all the way to the middle to take out this tank. Copter reveals the forest. Boom, comes the Neo tank. Comes the fighter. And sits like a few tanks here, I guess defending. There's no infantry, like all of this could fall. This comm tower could fall. But yeah, hard investing here in the middle, like kind of overextended, to be honest. Yeah, this is a long match. Yeah. I have to say, I tried recording this game yesterday, and let's just say the recording was like over an hour. It was like an hour and 40 minutes. It's just because I ended up talking a lot about the little moments. I'm re-recording this. I'm trying to do it like more fast. I'm trying to go through the most important parts. It takes out the tank. Just because I don't feel like posting a video that's an hour and 30 minutes long. So no one's gonna watch that. So yeah, re-recording this. Takes out this tank with a Neo tank. Puts the artillery very nicely here, protecting the Neo tank. He does know about this one. Yeah, he saw it because there was this tank here in the forest. So he knows about this new tank and knows about this one. So Alistair has to be scared. There's just this lonely Neo tank and this one artillery covering it. And attacks the copter. Now it's Rhizomatic's turn. It looks like also this artillery is like going for an HQ tri-cap, but there's nothing to really support it, so. Okay, so it takes out this infantry. We'll probably also start that cap. Copter attacks the Neo tank. And fighter takes out the copter, and anti-air, boom, takes out the infantry. Neo tank, boom, and doesn't get the kill. But Neo tank, boom. You see that? You see that? That's Neo tanks. I'm just saying. Tank comes in, attacks the anti-air, and just keeps reinforcing. Yeah, copter here to support. T-copter kind of to block. Oh yeah, to block off from the anti-air, so it doesn't get hit by anti-air, the fighter. Okay, and copter, tank, base skip. And Alistair has the super, so let's see. Does he use it? He uses the first super from Alistair. Let's go. Boom. Takes out the tank and takes out the copter and takes out the Neo tank and the anti-air and the T-copter and reaches the fighter. Oof. That has to hurt. That was really nice. Takes out this copter. Takes out the blackboard. I'm not sure why. Could have attacked this one. And medium tank comes in here, sends the Neo tank to repair. That was a very nice turn. You see, using a Hawke super first can be very strong. Also, I think maybe Rhizomatic is a little bit overextended. Like this is enemy territory, and he's not able to get this city just yet. But we'll see. Here comes the Black Star. But before that, I want to just 25 to 30 and 100 to 160. Now, boom, equal in unit value. This is insane. Boom, takes out an infantry. He's gonna get vision and take out this infantry at the same time. Start that capture. And takes out the anti-air, doesn't take that one out. Is gonna take out the tank. Boom, takes out that tank. There's nothing to hit it. There's nothing to punish this Neo tank. Copter, boom, at the medium tank. The medium tank is the first one. It was still alive, but it's been repairing forever. And this Neo tank is also going to be repairing. You really don't want to be repairing stuff if the other one is going to get global damage the next turn. It's just going to drain your funds. And yeah, just like that. Now Rhizomatic is ahead in unit count and value. Like, these Hawke supers, they're crazy. I'm telling you. Moving forward, all these infantry over here gets vision. Didn't end up going for the HQ cap, and now it's a little bit too late. I feel like maybe that could have been a decision. Like, just hard commit over here with all that army instead of like going over here. Just hard commit and take the HQ. You have the artillery. You could have had all the position. And like Rhizomatic had everything over here. Copter gonna come in and try to takes out the copter. And makes another artillery. And just repairs a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of it is just going unpunished here. All these vehicles over here and all of these unpunished for Rhizomatic. So looking very good. Slightly good for Rhizomatic. A little bit ahead in unit count and value. And equal in income. It's like, this is day 28 and they're like equal on almost all counts. It's gonna start this capture over here and this capture on the comm tower. These are very bold captures too, like these are the contested ones. This is like enemy territory, so very bold from Rhizomatic. But boom, comes in to take that. Gets another one. It's gonna attack the artillery. And takes super overextended, takes out the medium tank. Finally, that medium tank is dead. Very overextended by Rhizomatic, but also has a lot of vision, so gets to see everything that Alistair is doing. It's gonna get punished. Actually, not much, because this Neo tank is here. There's nothing to punish it. and just like still just keeps 2 infantry. Like again, what he was doing earlier on here, he just keeps 2 infantry over there protecting. He's gonna strike at the Neo tank, and he's gonna take it out. So actually, wow, actually the Neo tank, wow, look at that, it actually went down. It's crazy. I mean, needed 4 vehicles to take it out. It's gonna interrupt the cap with a tank. And ooh, actually this would have been nice if you start the capture and then you put the artillery here. That would be really good. And has this medium tank here. I think the split army from Alistair is really hurting like his general macro of the army, because if he had these 2 over here, this medium tank could be going crazy over here. But it's over here and it's going to be shooting at infantry. Takes out a tank. It's gonna take out that copter. Yeah, it just takes out all these vehicles. It used to kill 1 new tank. They're all dying. So now that unit count is really starting to show. Because when you use 4 vehicles to kill 1, and then those 4 vehicles get killed, it's just like a net, I don't know, -3, whatever. And gets actually the counter. So now 3 counters for Rhizomatic, join caps for this one, and it's gonna also start this one. Just hard committing over here to the HQ area of the opponent. And because he now knows that he has like such a high unit count advantage, he just throws unit in the middle. It just starts captures and just throws them in there to block. And Alistair doesn't have many units, because he has half and half. He has half here, and they can't do much because he already has the contested units. I think that's probably like the biggest mistake, and what Rhizomatic is seeing and is also punishing at the same time, which is important to do, because you can go unpunished for mistakes, but at the high level, it's hard. And makes a battleship. And Alistair resigns. GG, well played. Very good and a very interesting match. I think Alistair was doing so great at the beginning. Went really greedy with like the early captures. Let's go back to that. So yeah, going like really greedy over here, getting this capture, and yeah, it gets hit, but it actually like this city has been for Alistair like forever. And then Rhizomatic going here hard on the middle, and like actually Alistair a little bit divided on the troops, but actually was able to unite them and have really good attacks over here, like all over these turns. Gets really good attacks, gets the power. No, not just yet. There was a turn here that he gets the power and just like kills so much. Like he goes like, uses the power and gets this one, the copter comes in, boom, takes out the copter, takes out a tank and then anti-air. And is this copter? No, takes out 2 tanks, anti-air, and he had already like injured this copter and this artillery, so now like this was looking really good for Alistair. But then at the same time, then comes a Rhizomatic with a super, boom, and takes out a lot of stuff, but these copters are a little unpunished. So there's a few turns of like air superiority here that Alistair is able to get away with. Reinforces over here, Alistair has to like chase around, but like I still feel like here Alistair was doing a really good job, but then like kind of invested all these vehicles to just kill off like 1 infantry or something over here, and was a little bit, I think probably was a little bit undecided on where to attack. But if he had all the units over here, like all these copter tank, this copter, everything here, could have then when Rhizomatic comes in here, he could have just like wiped out so much more. Like that's 3 extra vehicles he could have try to take out an anti or something, because he didn't have that, then Rhizomatic on the next turn is able to take out 1 copter for every single anti, which is these 3, and that just goes boom, goes crazy. Just so many engagements. It's crazy. I think a great showcase of Hawke mirrors, that they're not just like, oh, I'm gonna hold my power. No, they're like, I'm gonna use my power and I'm gonna kill all your units. It's my favorite, I think, probably my favorite mirror matchup, but also like one of the favorite just tier 1 matches, like matchups. It's so much fun because Hawke Sasha is, it's boring. Von Bolt is always boring. and Javier in Fog is kind of bad. I don't know. Hawke is just so much fun. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like this match. I hope you learned some stuff from this match, like things that were done in Fog here, having just a few infantry to protect cities, investing hard on one side, how sometimes splitting your armies can get punished because you're not able to coordinate attacks, and maybe not make medium tanks in Fog also. I think Neo tanks are just so much better than medium tanks. They're faster, they get the KOs on the cities. Like, actually, yeah, the first medium tank from Alistair was fortunately very strong. It got so many kills and very unpunished. But still, I think a Neo tank would have done a better job, because also when the Neo tank comes in, you know, it doesn't get like boom to 1. It would have been like a 3 still, but I don't know. Medium tanks are kind of bad, but also maybe too many artillery and yeah, like another artillery. And then there was another medium tank. Like, medium tanks don't counter Neo tanks. That's a myth, and it's a lie. And just like, yeah, the split army, that is, when Rhizomatic sees that, he punishes it and just uses his unit count advantage to just keep pressuring and taking cities, and he's gonna flip these two and could even like maybe go for the HQ. So yeah, hope you liked it, and I'll see you on the next one.